into what it is each and every day. We're going to put time and energy into putting together good days, stack good days together, which turns into good weeks, and weeks turn into months, and all of a sudden months turn into seasons. And then from there, you got a great foundation for your program. So, you want to build off the really good things that are already here, and then put time and energy into that, and then from there, put your stamp on it and how you're going to enhance it. And we got to worry about January before we worry about August. This is a very process-driven organization. It's just how I operate. I've always operated that way. I'm a hire men that believe in the same things. And we want to paint a good picture and a clear example of what success looks like for our young people. And like I said, the 12 opportunities as there's a game, I think we'll be authentically confident that we can be at our best.
Jason, was the independent status, no conference affiliation, was that something you had to get past? Or did you feel like, what Mora did here showed that you could succeed with that?
Well, I don't know what the future looks like from any of that, and you want to be at a place, like I said, where there's alignment and you feel like you can win and create success for young people. I played Division III football. You do it for the love of the game. You pay to go to college. You graduate, you meet Sally Mae, and you owe her $88.50 every month for the rest of your life. That's just the way you do it for her. And I want to be at a place where you can recruit young people that can do it for the right reasons, have the resources to move forward, and if we have the success we're supposed to have or we think we're going to have, we'll know from there what it looks like moving forward.
Jason, Matt getting introduced almost at the same time at Penn State. Have you had a chance to talk to him at all throughout this process and just talk a little about your relationship with him?
Yeah, we talk we talk often. I've known Matt for 30 years and competing against him in middle school and to playing college football with him, to working with him, to, leaning on each other for, great advice and, great communication. I'd say Nick Sirianni's the same way. These are my college teammates. These are guys that, we've been through a lot of fights and a lot of fires together. So, always great to have that, sounding board, if you would. And I'm super excited for Matt. You know what I mean? What a great opportunity and tremendous opportunity for him to move his family closer to home and lead one of the top, premier programs in the country. So, good day for the former Raiders.
Connecticut football has had a chip on its shoulder. They, seem to be a stepping stone a lot of the time. So rather than asking you, to predict your future, what kept you at Toledo? What kept you sticking around there and have that longevity?
Well, I think that, for me, I think you have to know who you are as a human being first as the head coach before you start to, paint your journey and what that looks like and where you want to take this thing. So I wanted to be at a place that could be successful and that could win. We had a great history and a great tradition there, surrounded by a bunch of great people. I mentioned Mike O'Brien, who hired me, I thought was a rock star athletic director. My current athletic director, Brian Blair's got a really bright future as well. I've been able to be fortunate enough to be around a great administration, a great board of trustees, great alignment from them, and then talking about what made this attractive, I felt the same type of love here and the same type of alignment, the same type of continuity. And when you have that in place, the rest of it it's never easy, but it comes a little bit more easier.
There's such a huge personal component to these professional decisions, and you've been in Ohio for so long. How difficult is it to leave what probably still will feel like home for a long time?
Well, home is home, and really honestly, in anything that you do, whatever profession you're in, change is inevitable, but I think I go back to, greatness is a choice. How great do you want to be? How good do you want to, how do you want it to look for yourself, for your family? And we got a lot of great things in front of us, and we're looking forward to attacking those. And the logistical piece of it, and that part of it, and the memories. The memories are always going to be there, and I'm fond of those memories. That's a great chapter of my life. But super excited to be here and start a new chapter.
David mentioned showing you at least some parts of the state. I don't know if the 10 hours locked in the car is an exaggeration or what, but how did that exploration go?
Well, I think you have a lot of variety, right? And I think that's it seems to be a great place to live. It seems to be a great place to raise a family. And then you got a little bit of everything. You can do just about anything. So I think that, we're looking forward to ingraining ourselves in the community and trying to get started that way, forming great relationships and building great friendships like we were able to do at Toledo. And I think when you have that and you have the ability to do that or the want to do that, the football piece of it becomes, a little less difficult.
The Lions, kind of. How important is it for you to retain some of the players that were on the roster this year, and have you had a chance to speak with any players?
Critically important. As I mentioned, we're not walking into a situation here where, programs on life support, right? Key is keeping it off of that because your rosters get rated. There's tampering going on all over college football, and the minute a coaching change happens, that seems like to be a green light for everybody to jump. So, yeah, you got to work hard at building those relationships. We got to earn those players' trust. This is not my program. This is their program. They've put a lot of time and energy and sweat equity into building that, and we want to be able to provide a vision and create of what it looks like that would want them to stay. And some will, some won't. And then from there we got to fill the holes that we lose with our own guys. So that's the world of college football today. And as I mentioned up there on the podium, I think that's more of an art than a science.
Have you been able to meet with any of them at this point?
I have not yet.
What's the first thing you'll tell them?
Congratulations on a great year and to go finish it off.
Coach, one of the bigger challenges here is not actually winning games, but filling that big stadium out there. It's hard to get that thing filled. That's a challenge.
Well, what the pageantry that we all love about college football stems from one thing and one thing only. Can you create community? Can you create an excitement? Can you create a thing that the local community stays connected to and wants to be a part of or wants to be around? And there's lots of checkpoints along that process line, but it starts with recruiting really good young men that really the community in the surrounding areas can be proud of, for who they are as people. Our track record at Toledo is first in about everything, every category when it came to that. I think that then from there you got to get really good players, and when in the 60 minutes between the white lines, people get excited about, and merge that together and see where it goes. So I think we want to create community, we want to put a product on the field that people get excited about, and then that stadium will fill up and that'll take care of itself.
Along those lines, sorry, just can you share a little bit about kind of the culture around football in Ohio? You were playing and coaching at a powerhouse there, just for people in Connecticut who may not be as familiar.
Well, it's a passion. It's guys like me get upset when they see games on Friday nights because that should be reserved for high school football, and because maybe I have a tainted vision of that just because the high school football in our state was so strong and people are so passionate about that. We're talking about little community towns that it shuts down when Friday night lights happen. And they don't write books and make movies about those type of things if those weren't special feelings. The trick is to make sure that you can replicate that and try to create that same environment, that same buzz on a Saturday afternoon. And you got to be authentic, you got to be real, and you got to be truthful with your players and create an environment that allows them to, feel like, home a little bit. So, tremendous amount of respect for the coaches in that state, tremendous amount of respect and thankfulness for what they were able to do to help build our program. And we have the same set of challenges here to developing relationships in this state and making sure that we get the guys that really love football from the state to play here at the hometown team.
Jason, what was your conversation with Gino like when you guys went over dinner?
Yeah.
Was that something that moved the needle for you, or what were some of the highlights of it?
Well, I like to be around winners. And nobody's done it as good as he's done it, So I think that coaches could either have a real closed-minded perspective on this. This is about their journey and nobody else's journey, and how. I see it as this is a learning opportunity for me, that when I come in contact with people that have done it in any profession at the highest level, and the rate that they've done it at, and both of your coaches here in men's basketball and women's basketball are pictures of what success should look like. So I'm going to lean on them guys. I'm going to do a good job of making sure I'm a fly on the wall as much as they've had me around to see what the secret sauce is here that keeps hanging banners in those arenas. So I'm looking forward to locking arms with them and making this department as strong as it can be.
Jason,
Last one, guys.
Does what happened in Indiana this year give you encouragement that a basketball school can become a football school at the highest level?
Yeah, I think that, a basketball school is, we say that in the sense of that it gets presented sometimes that at halftime, the basketball team is going to come out in the middle of the field and play a game. That's never going to happen. That's not going to be the case. So, during our season, we're going to put energy into our team and do a really good job with that. And when our season's done, we're going to go support those programs in every department every sport across the department. And again, they've paved the way and shown that it can be done at a high level here. Indiana is a great example of, as you mentioned, flipping the script from a program that maybe was on life support. And Coach Signetti's done a great job of reviving that. They're playing at a really high level right now. So you'd be foolish not to pay attention to that blueprint and watch it and see what you can add to your own program.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.